The current healthcare system has a vested interest in keeping you reliant on their drugs, generating profit while you continue to suffer from incurable chronic illness. However, consider the possibility that there was a method for breaking free from this cycle. Dr. Sebi discovered natural cures for multiple diseases, including severe ones like HIV and AIDS. But when word of his success spread, he was arrested and eventually died in prison. Even his name was trademarked after his death, raising suspicions about the circumstances surrounding his demise. Was he silenced for having the cure for diseases? Let's delve into the fascinating life and accomplishments of Dr. Sebi, a herbalist who fearlessly challenged the establishment and paid a heavy price for it. Born on November 26, 1933, in Langa, Honduras, Alfredo Bowman, aka Dr. Sebi, learned about traditional herbal healing from his grandmother, while his grandfather hailed from Haiti. Despite this early exposure, Dr. Sebi initially showed no interest in herbal remedies. During his early years, Dr. Sebi worked as a machinist on a cargo ship, which gave him the opportunity to visit various countries. However, this sedentary lifestyle made him become overweight and unhealthy, leading to other medical problems like weakness, asthma, and diabetes when he was 35 years old. Visual impairment was also added to the list of his health problems. When Dr. Sebi realized that his illnesses were putting his life in danger, he sought help from Western medicine in the United States. However, the medications he received were ineffective and his symptoms continued to worsen. Eventually, he was informed that his conditions were incurable. Determined to find an alternative solution, he met Alfredo Cortez, a herbalist he coincidentally encountered while traveling on cargo ships. He traveled to Mexico to seek his treatment and was pleasantly surprised by the results. Alfredo Cortez's treatment started with a 90-day fast, a therapeutic technique that has been used for thousands of years, dating back to the 5th century BCE, when the famous Greek physician Hippocrates first described abstinence from food and liquids as a treatment for certain diseases. Recent studies indicate that following a 12-week fasting diet can potentially reduce cholesterol by up to 12%, decreasing body weight by 7%, and even bring down triglyceride levels by 14 to 42%. During his personal fasting experience, Dr. Sebi was surprised to feel better and witness his ailments disappear instead of being told that they were incurable by Mexican herbalist Alfredo. To aid him, Alfredo supplied Dr. Sebi with herbal concoctions and occasional juice, while water was a critical part of his diet. This was Dr. Sebi's turning point, where he explored natural remedies and created compounds and mixtures to experiment with their effects on himself. Later, he established his first healing practice in his hometown in Honduras, where he developed the African bioelectric cell food therapy, which became popular despite his lack of formal education in the area. Eventually, Dr. Sebi began promoting his herbal products to people in the United States and continued to use nature as a tool to heal people. Regrettably, Dr. Sebi's success did not go unnoticed by pharmaceutical companies and the FDA. In 1988, the FDA filed a lawsuit against him for promoting cures for chronic illnesses that were considered incurable. The FDA alleged that Dr. Sebi engaged in false advertising and had no licenses or agreements for his work. The case proceeded to court, and the judge asked Dr. Sebi to provide evidence for his claims in advertisements by producing one witness for each curable disease he claimed to treat. Astonishingly, Dr. Sebi arrived with 77 witnesses, all of whom were cured using Alfredo's herbal compounds and mixtures. Although the case was thrown out, Dr. Sebi continued to be targeted by companies, with some even sending undercover individuals pretending to be patients in need of healing for his practice. Dr. Sebi was arrested at an airport on May 28, 2016, by the police for carrying a large sum of money. Despite his business's success and celebrity endorsements, Dr. Sebi's friends and family were unable to contact anyone from his company to provide the necessary documentation to prove his innocence. He was not conceded bail or given a trial, which was uncommon for the charges made against him. In August of the same year, it was announced that Dr. Sebi had passed away while in prison. The authorities claimed that he died from pneumonia, but Dr. Sebi had previously told his daughter that he was being poisoned through the food. It is not uncommon for pneumonia outbreaks to occur in prisons. Many individuals accept that his demise was not coincidental, as he was in that frame of mind at the hour of his imprisonment at 82 years old. His company's name was trademarked, and it was discovered that the formulas for his healing products had been altered. Dr. Sebi's legacy was thus stolen by those he had trusted and worked with in his healing practice, and his loved ones confirmed the alterations made to his formulas, leading to unexpected reactions to the supplements. One illustration of how multi-billion-dollar industries conceal truths that could be detrimental to them is evident. One pharmaceutical sector is vast and reliant on sick individuals who require ongoing treatment with conventional medicine. If people become aware of Dr. Sebi's techniques and have convenient access to them, they would prefer to opt for natural remedies instead of constantly turning to the pharmaceutical and healthcare sector for help in managing an incurable illness. While Dr. Sebi is no longer alive, there are essential lessons we can learn from him. Dr. Sebi was suffering from obesity and several other health issues, and at 35, he was close to death. Notwithstanding, he had the option to turn his well-being around totally, and that is the principal illustration we can gain from him. Regardless of whether your well-being is in awful shape, making positive strides towards improvement is rarely past the point of no return. Take your health seriously and take the necessary actions to better yourself. Additionally, he showed us that regardless of our background, there's always a way to succeed. Dr. Sebi went from working on a ship to owning his own business and developing his natural products. One of the important takeaways from Dr. Sebi's story is the efficacy of natural remedies, which he turned to for restorative effects after pharmaceuticals failed him. This serves as a reminder that Mother Nature has a wealth of healing options, including natural plants and extracts that can soothe pain, reduce inflammation, and rejuvenate the body. Dr. Sebi emphasized that relying solely on pharmaceutical drugs can expose us to chemicals that could be harmful in the long term. It's prudent to explore natural remedies whenever possible. Another aspect of Dr. Sebi's story that is worth remembering is the betrayal he faced after being potentially poisoned in prison. The government trademarked his name and took over his business, even altering the formulas of his natural products. This highlights the need to be wary of those around us when we attain success and challenge the status quo. With Dr. Sebi's legacy having been compromised, it's crucial to know where to turn for natural healing. One option that he advocated for was sea moss, also known as Irish moss. This green growth is plentiful in supplements like nutrients, minerals, and amino acids, and is accepted to have mitigating and antimicrobial properties. As a result, it is a popular ingredient in natural remedies and supplements, often consumed as a gel or added to smoothies and other recipes for its potential health benefits. Throughout history, people have made groundbreaking discoveries that have become indispensable in our present day. Although the core concepts remain the same, our technological advancements now enable us to scrutinize the effects of natural remedies with greater precision. An illustration of this is the utilization of willow bark to reduce agony and irritation, which has been practiced since old times. Back then, individuals would consume the bark by chewing it. Today, scientists have uncovered that willow bark contains salicin, a substance with similar properties to aspirin. Although willow bark extract only contains a modest 24% salicin, research suggests that it may be more potent and have fewer adverse effects than aspirin. Dr. Sebi's life and work were a testament to the power of natural remedies and the importance of challenging the status quo. He dared to challenge the pharmaceutical industry and offered natural cures for chronic illnesses that Western media deemed incurable. His story highlights the need for continued research into natural remedies and for individuals to take control of their health and explore alternative treatments. Despite the obstacles he faced, Dr. Sebi's legacy lives on, inspiring countless people to embrace natural remedies and pursue a healthier lifestyle.